This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We continue on the Orchos Chaim of the Rosh. We're up to Ois Pei Tes. Sivkatan Pei Tes. Says the Holy Rosh, Al yichabducha b'nei adam pen yiva'atu v'yashpilucha. Do not let people honor you, lest they come to kick you and lower you. Now this is very interesting, and I think there's a very important ha'ara over here. The Rosh said in Pevav, don't embarrass someone barabim, because if you do so, ein lo chelik l'olam haba. Don't demonstrate your power against anybody if you need to prevail over them, because you never know when you'll become weak. And we explained that means that even though you need to prevail over somebody, but nevertheless, to show your power as if you're a Baal, you're a master over the power, that is inappropriate. However, now we're learning, and then the Rosh said in Ois Peches, don't run after Kavod, don't rise up to a Maila that you're not Roi for. Says the Rosh, not only should you not run after Kavod, and you should not try to raise yourself to a Maila that you're not fit for, but rather, people should not honor you lest they kick you and lower you. Here the Rosh is saying something very important. He's not talking about someone who's running after honor. No, this person is not running after honor. He's not elevating himself to a madrega that doesn't belong to him. People are coming on their own to honor him. And you know that it's not roy for you. Now, that's how Rav Goldberg understands it. It could be that I would interpret the Rosh as speaking even if it is roy for you. In other words, maybe a person does deserve it. Still don't let them. Let's first learn it the way Rav Goldberg learns it, and then I'll share with you how it seems to me. Rav Goldberg understands the Rosh is saying that if somebody is looking to honor you and you know you're not deserving of it, they say, oh, you're a big Bucky and Shas, you don't even know one Masechta with Taisus. So, don't let them do it. Because maybe they'll come eventually to kick you and lower you. Now, in the Yushalmi, in the end of Shvius, we find that someone who's a Chacham in one Masechta, and they're mechabed him that he knows two Masechtas, he needs to say, I'm a Baki only in one Masechta. Actually, in tonight's Shir, I bring from the Chafetz Chaim took out a letter. He said, Baruch Hashem, I reached the age of 80. I don't know how much longer I have. And I see all these titles that people give me, and that I'm a Goyin Amiti, I'm a Tzaddik, a Chassid. But we know what it says in the Yushalmi, that someone who they give him Kavod, because they consider him a Baki in two Masechtas, and he only knows one Masechta, he has to let them know. And what about somebody like me? They think I'm a Baki in Shas, I'm not even a Baki in one Masechta. How shameful that is. And Rav Goldberg brings a kasha of Reb Chaim Kanievsky, a very interesting question. The Yushalmi seems to be a stira to what it says in Chulan, that Mar Zutra was going from Sichra to Bei Mechuzah, and Rava and Rav Safra were going to Sichra, and they met each other. So Rava and Rav Safra bumped into Mar Zutra. Mar Zutra thought they were going to greet him. So Rava and Rav Safra said, Mar Zutra said, Rabbis, you really shouldn't have. Why do you bother yourself to come greet me? In other words, Mar Zutra was really taken aback. He said, it was very nice of you to come and greet me. They actually didn't. They were going there anyway. They were not coming to greet him. So Rav Safra said, we didn't know you were coming actually. The honest truth is, we didn't come to greet you. if we would have known you're coming, we would have even been matriach more. Just it happens to be, we did not come out to greet you. So Rava said to Rav Safra, Rav was like, hey, why'd you tell him that? Let him think we came out to greet him. But the lashon of Rava is, my time amr le'achi de echal shate ledaite. You caused him to have chalisha sadas. So Rav Safra said back, what do you mean? But we tricked him. If we wouldn't tell him, he would be machzik lanu taiva. He would be grateful to us that we went out of our way to greet him, and that would not be proper. So Rava said, what would be the big deal? So he would be grateful to us. We didn't trick him. He tricked himself. You hear this? So Rava's saying, why'd you tell him that we were coming out, that we weren't coming out to greet him? He's having chalisha sadas. So Rav Safra said, because otherwise we're tricking him and we're getting covered for no reason. So Rava said, no, we're not tricking him. He's tricking himself. So Reb Chaim Kanievsky asks, Akasha, that this seems to contradict the Yushalmi. The Yushalmi says that if they think that you know two Masechtas and you only know one, you have to say, no, I only know one. And here, if the guy thinks you came to visit him specially and you didn't, you don't need to tell him that we didn't come to greet you because he's tricking himself. So from the Yushalmi, it's mashma that if someone has a false impression, you need to set them straight. And from the Gemara in Chulin, it's mashma that no, you don't have to set them straight. That's the kasha of Harav Chaim Kanievsky Zecher Tzak Levracha. To which Rav Goldberg Shlita answers that really, if you don't intend to trick someone, even in a case where you didn't intend to trick him, you have to let him know so that he doesn't honor you for nothing. But the Gemara in Chulin is different. The reason why, in other words, really you have to set the record straight, and you shouldn't take credit for something that you know a Masechta, that you went out of your way to greet someone. So why in Chulin do we say that he's tricking himself and you shouldn't have told him? Says Rav Goldberg, the reason is because Rava's taina was you're causing him chalisha sadas. It's not that he's tricking himself. It's that by you saying you didn't come to greet him, he's going to feel bad. So the truth is, honesty really dictates that you tell him, the truth is, don't honor us. We weren't coming to greet you, but not at his expense. In other words, don't be a tzaddik. I'm so honest. Don't be so honest on his cheshbon. In other words, yeah, you're right. Midos dictate you should be honest and not take kavod for something you don't deserve. But don't be so honest when he's going to feel bad. Let him think you came out to greet him. That's how Rav Goldberg answers it. Although he asks, then the Mechaber says that if it's something that the person should have realized that you didn't do it for him, and the guy thinks you did it for him, then you don't have to tell him. Which implies you don't have to tell him even in a case where he doesn't have chalisha sadas. So Rav Goldberg says, well, maybe the difference is different. That in a case where somebody thinks that you're doing something for them, why do they think that? It's not like you gave the impression that you know the item, or that you went out to greet him for him. The guy sort of extrapolated, well, they're probably coming out to greet me. Maybe not. And therefore, it's not your fault, it's his fault. But by the Masechtos, the person might think, you know one Masechta, you probably know another. So there, it's not that he's making the mistake, it's sort of a more innocent mistake. Be it as it may, I want to just add one ha'ara. I don't think the Rosh is saying that if they come to honor you and you don't deserve it, you should tell them because you only know one Masechta or you're not deserving of such honor. I don't know. I don't think that's the point. The point is the Rosh is saying, okay, we already know don't run after honor. But you're even better off not taking honor that ran after you. And you know why you're better off? In the long run, it will bring you more honor not to take the honor. Because the Rosh says, once they honor you, then they're going to hold you up to that. And the next thing you know, they're going to step on you. So the way to talk to your Nefesh HaBahamis, who says, yeah, honor, can't wait, I would love honor. I finally somebody recognizes how great I am. So we say to the Yetzer Hara, hey Yetzer Hara, you want honor? You're better off not accepting this honor because it's just going to bring bizyonos. Kavod just brings bizyonos. They're just going to lower you. Because someone's going to end up saying, him? Yeah, that guy. So the Rosh is sort of addressing the Yetzer Hara. Al yichabducha b'nei adam pen yivatu v'yash pilucha. It's not even kavod. It's going to bring lack of kavod. It's going to bring a lack of kavod. It's not only talking about where they're honoring you for something you didn't do. In general, you're better off without it. You don't need it. It's not. Not only do you not need it, you'll get more kavod not taking that kavod. You're better off not taking that kavod. It's only going to bring bizyonos. Anyway, we'll leave it off of that. Whether we continue this next week before Pesach is yet to be seen. How about we'll do. Here's the compromise. We'll do one more ois before Pesach. We'll do ois pe tzadi. It's talking about having a lot of friends. And I don't know if I have a lot of friends, but if you came on the shir, then we must be friends. That's it. But we'll do one more Monday, and then we'll take a break until after Pesach. And thank everyone for joining. Please join the historic launch of Mishnah Berurah Daf HaShavua beginning Monday morning, 9 a.m. on Zoom. We're going to be chazering the Daf in the Shain Halachos of Chaim Knievsky on Sundays. So you could join the WhatsApp. You could join the WhatsApp on our site, rabbidg.com. Until then, tonight we have a very beautiful shir about the chashivas of limud halacha, and hope to see you soon. Kol tov, everyone. Bye.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.